Some people are really fortunate and they just know what they want to do with their life. They just like have this strong urge. They know their passion. But for a lot of people, it doesn't come like, you know, blazing out what your passion is. And that's okay. My favorite people who talk about passion, like Elizabeth Gilbert, use language that I feel like you wouldn't expect, like small, still voice, like the whisper of an inkling of something you're interested in. Something that starts off pretty small, which goes against what you'd expect with passion, again, like the big word of it. And I remember I was at a book signing for Elizabeth Gilbert, and they did this really cool Q&A, and one person asked about passion, and she was like, it's like a whisper. It doesn't have to be big, just like you have to pay attention to it, and that's the hard part, and you have to give yourself freedom to look into those like small little draws and pulls towards things. I find my passions, like the one that led me to writing this romance book, happen in stages over like a year, where it'll at first just be something I find myself Googling or learning more about, or I got a Kindle subscription and started reading a bunch of romance books. And then my reaction to it was I was like, I really want a book that has like the sexy romance, but also just like a really deep character backstory. Because that's like what I love about romance. But I was like, I really want like a lot of both. So that's the idea behind my book and why I started writing it. I've been working on my book for a year and a half, so like it has turned into a big passion writing this romance book. But I started looking into it and like listening to these like whispers of romance book when I had just graduated USC screenwriting MFA program. So like I'm supposed to be going to be an assistant or something, or trying to get like staffed in a writer's room. And instead I was like, I want to freelance and just write this book, and I don't know how long it's going to take. Well, that's not true. I told myself, I was like, I'll just write it for 3 months, and then I'll just finish it in that time, and then I'll be done with it. But yeah, that didn't happen. But I think it's good that it worked out that way. Like I needed to just believe it was something small, but then it grows, and that is what is so cool about a passion, is that it becomes this bigger thing. But how it all started was I just had this like inkling, this like kind of itch to scratch, where I just wanted to like look into romance books, how people started writing them, and I just kept doing that. And then within a year I was ready to actually start writing it. I told myself I was like 3 to 6 months, that's it. A year and a half later. But it was born, and this passion was born because I listened to that little inkling. I was talking to a friend recently who is a producer, works in entertainment. She's super talented, and I remember she kind of like sheepishly at one point brought up that she was watching a lot of like romantic comedies, that she was just like thinking a lot about them. And she mentioned something that was like, oh, it's like silly. And I was like, no, it's not silly. And then I was like, why do you think you're interested in them? And she was like, I kind of want to write one. And I was just like, yeah, that's great. I was like, that's how passion starts. It starts with this like little seedling of a feeling or an idea or like an urge to just look into something, learn more about something. And you let that seed take root, and then it can grow. But passion can't grow into that big, tree trunk of a passion if you don't let that seed take root. And of course it's going to be scary. Like, I feel like why we have such reverence for the word passion and the idea of it is because it takes us to places we never would have normally gone if we didn't have it telling us to go there. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think passion is a really beautiful thing. I think it's something that you can practically find ways to figure out what you're passionate about, and it's just by like looking into those little things. Like I took a break from vlogging for like a lot of months where I wasn't vlogging very much, and I knew at some point I would get back into it because I kept watching certain videos, and they were kind of different styles, just kind of videos that people just put out really fast, and it led me to being like, oh, I want to get back into making vlogs, but I want to do it in a way where there's like lots of freedom, where not each video has to be perfect. So like passion can also help you like grow as a creative person, even if it's not like a brand new passion, like a new kind of path of passion, little like inkling is taking you on, that can turn into like just another facet of like one of your big passions. Yeah, like that little whisper of an interest where you're just like, find a romantic comedy script to read, and you're like, okay, and you don't tell anyone, you just do it, or you just start watching this TV show. and you really like it and then you just want to read more about that TV show. Like this is like baby seedlings of passion, and passion in its baby form. So you just have to nurture it and it will grow. This is fun. Okay. My name is Linda Barcy. Feel free to subscribe, hit like if you enjoyed this video, share it with a friend, another creative or something, a writer or person who might be going through a hard time. My videos are all very positive because this is the only way I still do creative work, is by finding sustainable ways to keep it positive. And it also just like bleeds into like making my life better. It's good. It's just good. So that's why I have this channel. I hope you guys are well. For those of you doing NaNoWriMo, best of luck. Keep it on going. I'm proud of you. Oh my God, it's so much. I'm so proud of you. And anyway, I will talk to you soon. Okay, love you. Bye. Oh, do you want to see my baby bump? I keep meaning to show it in videos and then I forget. Baby bump. Maternity pants are the best. Oh my God, they're so comfy. Yeah, that's my little baby. 6 months. Though pregnancy is weird because pregnancy lasts 40 weeks, which if you do the math is 10 months. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 10 is 40. I can do math. Anyway,